My name is Rachel Greenstein, and this is my final video for my capstone class in the Digital Technology in Education Master's Program at Azusa Pacific University. Since the first few years of life, I knew that I was destined to be an educator. I worked my whole life to obtain this goal, but it is not with ease that my dream came true. I graduated with honors from Cal Poly Pomona with a bachelor's in liberal studies. One of the most difficult decisions I had to make when looking to obtain my teaching credentials was which school to choose. I could have remained at my previous university, but I had encountered the professors of the program and I was simply unsatisfied. Azusa Pacific basically fell into my lap. It was never a part of my plan. In fact, I did not even research the university. My mother randomly heard about it and encouraged me to give them a call. I resisted at first, but later felt a strange urge to give the school a shot. When I interviewed for the program, I simply knew that this was going to be my home for the next educational adventure of my young life. After being accepted, I was eager to begin and finally follow my lifelong dream of becoming a teacher. I have never been what most would consider outgoing, so I was very nervous that I would find it difficult to make friends at my new school. Looking back now, this fear could not have been more wrong. Not only did I reconnect with an old childhood friend, but I made more friends along the way. We pushed each other through the hard parts and consoled each other through the emotional ones. We obtained our dream jobs together, and following your dreams alongside your friends is a journey that simply cannot be beat. Although the greatest highlight of the program is the comradeship, there are others worth mentioning. The professors in this program are like diamonds in the rough. Most of these professors are very compassionate and understanding and truly desire your success. I believe this is where the most learning happens, when there is passion in the delivery. It makes for a much more interesting and exciting class and creates a great model for the educator whom I wish to become. This program is definitely rigorous, especially when you are a full-time teacher, part-time soccer coach, and a full-time student, but it is definitely a worthy journey. It is almost guaranteed that you will scream, cry, and laugh throughout the program, but that feeling when you walk across the stage with a master's degree is simply a dream come true. My action research project was conquering my laundry. Like most things, the idea sounds great in theory, but the actual implementation was far from perfect. Throughout this process, I remained on schedule for the first week or so, but one thing led to another, and I was as far behind as I was when I began. When I took the advice of fellow laundry victim Taylor, I truly believed that the schedule was possible. It made it even more appealing to me that I had 3 weeks off from work and 2 weeks off from school to test out this schedule. Little did I know that I would be just as busy attempting to catch up on life during these few weeks that I fell behind in my laundry schedule. I found it helpful to keep a journal of my journey. Many days I wrote that it was exhausting to try to complete laundry after teaching all day and having school at night. In the middle of the second week, I skipped a day to visit the San Diego Zoo with a visiting friend. The next day was filled with excuses as to why I did not complete laundry, and the clothes just continued to pile up in the baskets. Within the last 2 weeks, I have only fully completed 2 loads of laundry, which includes washing, drying, hanging, and putting the clothes away. In this process, I also learned that I had too many clothes. Part of the struggle in conquering my laundry was the fact that it was a struggle to fit all my clothes in my closet. In the 3rd week of my research project, I took it upon myself to clean out my closet and my drawers and remove any clothes that I do not wear anymore. I was very strict on myself during this process. I have a tendency to think, well, I might wear that someday, when in reality, that outfit will only be pulled out on a very rare occasion. I set myself a rule that if I could not recall wearing the article of clothing within the last year, I was not allowed to keep it. I would estimate that I cleared about 20% of my clothes from my closet and drawers. There were a few barriers and drawbacks throughout this action research project. I am only 23 years old and attempting to save and purchase a house sometime toward the end of this year. Due to this, I still live with my mother and father, and they also must complete their own laundry. Oftentimes, I would open the washing machine to find my mother's clothes still in there. I do not dare touch someone else's clothes due to the fact that my luck will cause them all to turn pink for some inexplainable reason. In addition, I found that I would often wash the laundry but leave it sitting in the dryer or in the clothes basket without actually putting it away. This pile would then build up and I would become completely unmotivated to fold weeks worth of laundry. There are many pre-scheduled outlines out there for laundry and in fact life, but my life is not like anyone else's. In addition, I'm a controlling person when it comes to my own life. I have never been the type to follow someone else's plan, and I should have known this from the beginning. In the coming weeks, I will continue with my self-created laundry plan. My favorite part about this research process was the fact that I was able to rule out having a set schedule for laundry, for I do not live a very scheduled life. I am very spur of the moment, which makes it very difficult to stick to any type of laundry schedule. For the next steps of my laundry adventure, I will attempt to try a portion control strategy where I do not do 3 weeks worth of laundry at one time. Instead, I will do laundry more often, but smaller loads. My portfolio was created with my first graders in mind. One of the most exciting units that I have taught thus far was on American symbols, where students were engaged in a virtual field trip traveling cross-country, visiting famous American symbols. This was a 6-week unit, 3 of which are completely developed within this portfolio. Each week consisted of an important American symbol. Week 1 centered around the American flag. Week 2 was the White House. And Week 3 was the Statue of Liberty. Throughout the unit, students will be engaged in numerous videos about each symbol, all geared towards children. They will take a virtual tour of the White House and discover just how tall the Statue of Liberty truly is. Students will continuously be prompted to ask questions and discover their own answers, while also learning facts they never thought to ponder. This is a thematic unit, meaning the students completed numerous writing pieces, art projects, and even math activities, all based on important American symbols. My goals for this unit are that students will be able to describe important American symbols. In addition, students will be able to complete the entire Step Up to Writing series, including the T-chart and a 5-sentence paragraph, complete with a topic sentence, 3 strong supporting details, and a concluding sentence. Due to the fact that these students are only beginning writers, they will only be graded on content and mechanics. The spelling portion of the mechanics will only be applicable to high-frequency words and words at the first grade level. At the end of the unit, students will create an American symbols book. Each symbol will have a writing piece accompanied by an original piece of art. All work that is completed in this unit will be included in this book. I chose this topic due to the fact that I thoroughly enjoy teaching history. It is easily, by far, my favorite subject to teach, and with this unit, it is very fitting to follow a thematic unit where students would be completely engaged in American symbols for the whole 6 weeks. In my portfolio, you will see all the big projects that have been created throughout each class here in the Master's program. Whether it was creating a website or starring in a movie, I constantly completed my technological advancements in education. You will also have a glimpse of how I have improved my technological skills since the first day of the program. In the beginning, I was barely able to take a picture without it following the rules of thirds. Now I am capable of creating a movie with ease. In the end, this was one of the most challenging journeys I have ever conquered. But definitely the most rewarding.